Hi everyone at the JCC, it's Megan. Today we're going to be working on the mat with a traditional, a little bit of contemporary Pilates work mixed in. Kind of a moderate level with some challenges added, lots of modifications if you need them. So we're going to start seated actually. And I've got feet together, knees apart. You can also be with knees up or crisscross applesauce. So we're going to start just by mobilizing the spine. First, just take a nice long inhale and see if you can draw your spine up and increase the space from ribs to hips. Find a nice connection of the head resting on top of your spine. And let's just close your eyes just for a moment as we start our session today. As you inhale, you're finding that length up through your vertebrae. And as you exhale, feeling the structure of your rib cage narrow. Let's take one more inhale together. Letting the breath travel up and out. Exhale back in and down without losing any height in your spine. Good. So we're going to tilt the tailbone under and start to round the back. I still want some space from ribs to hips, so I don't want to collapse in my structure. And inhale, draw the sternum forward and up. And again, exhale, seat curve. Think about scooping belly to spine. And inhale forward and up. Two more. You can even use the hands a little bit. And one more. Good. Finding neutral. You're right on the sharpest point of your pelvis, your sits bones. Take your right arm up, bicep by your ear. Take it up and over, side bend. If you want a little extra stretch, you could start to lower down a little bit more as you really start to lengthen the top part of your spine up. Good. Think head back just slightly, heart forward. Take an inhale and stack your spine up tall. Second side. Finding a nice long arm here. I like to keep it long and I don't want to break too much at the elbow. Inhale, coming up. One more each side. Inhale, up and over. Good. And big tall lift. Last one. And come center. All right, nice. So we went forward and back. Let's try a little side to side. Let's get a little funky. So send your rib cage towards your right and back center. Left and back center. All of these little movements that we're doing, if it's more comfortable to be seated in a chair, you can certainly do that as well. Maybe even sitting on a yoga block if you have one, if you start to feel some unwanted tightness in your hips. One more each way, laterally shifting the rib cage. Good, we're just going to take some circles. Let's go forward, side, back, and to your side. Sometimes I think about those whirly things I see at playgrounds, or if you're even holding two ends of a towel and you're whipping it around. So you're really letting the barrel, the center of your spine, circulate around. Notice if there's any place in your circle where you're not finding the full range of the movement. Sometimes finding the second direction to the side. Sometimes we shorten that a little bit. Let's go ahead and reverse just a few the other way. And just check in with your breath. We're just kind of stirring it around. And let's just do one more. Excellent. All right, I'm going to turn to the side. All right, I'm right up on my sits bones. Hands are going to start underneath my thighs. Spine is up tall. As you exhale, just roll off of your sitting bones. I'm still sending my spine up in space. And we'll rock back to find your tall seated posture. Exhale, rolling back away from the sits bones. From here, look down. See if you can swoop belly to spine. And we'll draw up tall. And again, exhale, roll back maybe a little bit further this time. And if flexing the spine is not something that you're allowed to do just for health reasons or for comfort, you can keep the spine really long here as well. And lift. And 2 more. And open your arms. We're gonna roll back. Your choice how far you go. Keeping some space here. I'm really not released down yet. I'm still supported in my spine. Tall back, lift the arms. Lower, roll back. Arms lift, hold. Woo, little shake. And up. 2 more, roll back. And lift. Stack and lengthen. And I'm going to squeeze 1 more in. And reverse. Arms up. Roll it back. Lower the arms. And sit up tall. Are you breathing? Good. Last 2. And 1. Excellent. Hands to the floor. Go ahead and lie on down. And take a little knee sway, releasing some of that hard work. All right, so we're going to take a nice traditional bridge. Arms are down by your side. You've got room for a fist or tennis ball between your feet. And that just helps us to find our alignment in this parallel position. So starting with our simple pelvic tilt, hands can be here or here. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, find your imprint. And you're pressing feet into the floor as you're drawing the abdominals in and up. Good. Release back to neutral. You should be able to slip hands under the curve of your low back. And as you exhale, especially between the 2 headlights of your hips, you're drawing energy inwards and lifting on up. Good. Last one. And release back to neutral. Here we are with our full bridge. Let's exhale, imprint. I'm also connecting shoulders, the very tops of the arms, they're pressing into the floor. I'm going to roll it on up. And just feeling nice bit of space from chin to chest. Resting on shoulders, feeling energy up from hips to really stretch the top of my thighs. Take an inhale into the sides of your ribs right here. Abdominals scooping in. And then from the top of your spine, melt it back down. Good. We spent a long time up at the top of your bridge. We'll flow through a few more. And inhale. Exhale, press through the feet. Activate inner thighs. Come on up. Releasing back down. Good. Let's do 2 more. And this time I want to think about releasing from the back of my thighs just a little bit and seat muscles. So as I come up, I want to connect navel to spine, and I want to release the seat just a little bit here as I stand in my bridge. Good. Release it down. Just kind of sensing if I had a little bit of a death grip there with the glutes. Sometimes it's good to see if we can release them. Notice some habits, perhaps. Last one. Reaching out through the knees. Good, and release back down. Nice. Return to neutral. I'm going to place my hands on my hips for our march. So I have a little bit of space underneath my low back. And I want to keep the hips balanced. Think about the level with the bead of water that's resting right at the center. So I don't want to add any extra tipping of the pelvis as I'm working on hip stability. So I'm going to start to float the right leg up, really emptying out the leg and foot, and exhale back down. So the way we transition is going to help us maintain that bit of stability. So some strategies here to keep hips balanced, finding our abdominal connection. I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to exhale, find the scooping action. My navel's drawing in towards the base of the spine. And that actually helped me a lot. I wasn't entirely focused on my abdominals that first round, and I felt a much easier connection. Good. I'm going to do one more each way. And last one. And rest. Let's go ahead and lift the arms up. I'm going to take some chest lifts here. So if for you it's best to keep the head down, you can modify and start to perhaps start bringing both legs up and challenge the abdominals in that way. All right, so I'm going to inhale. I'm going to exhale, draw the head up, find a little hug, holding on to the back of the legs. Lift the arms, keep the height of the head and shoulders, and I lower everything back down. Take a breath in. Exhale, coming up. Find a little hug. Arms lift, and back down. All right, challenge. Taking left foot off the ground, finding that work, and right foot, or left and then right, whatever. Right and then left, woo! And same idea. I'm coming up. I'm giving my thighs a little hug. I'm looking down towards navel and finding navel towards spine. Arms lift, and replace the head to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, coming up. This just helps me to get a little extra flexion in my upper back. All right, this is going to go into hundreds. I'm going to go ahead and rest for a second. So hundreds, we'll take 5 inhales through the nose and then 5 out through the mouth. And you're welcome to keep head down, work on the beat of the arms. Legs can be in tabletop. They can also be down on the mat. Our focus is keeping the abdominals in and up nice and long, finding a nice tight connection for our core muscles. All right, so I'm going to start here. I feel my tailbone resting down. Inhale and exhale to lift. Here we go, breathing in for 5 and out. 2 3 4. Noticing if you can come up a little bit more with the shoulders and head. Good. At 6, I'm going to stretch right leg out. Add a challenge if you're interested. And switch. See, your fingertips can stretch out a little further. I'm going to take both legs out. 8. Open for a V9. Close. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Fantastic. Legs come out. We're going to take our roll up now that this is feeling a little bit more warm. I'm going to do the full roll up with my arms overhead. Another option would be to have hands underneath the low back for some added support as you come up. Inhale the arms, head peels. Here I need to find my exhale. First one's always the hardest, right? Find your seat curve, you're lifting your spine. Tilt the pelvis, roll back down. This invites a lot of flexion, which isn't good for osteoporosis and other conditions of the spine. So you can certainly work on coming up to sitting by rolling to your side and coming up to keep your spine long. Moving back, bone by bone. I'm going to take 2 more. I'm really working on energy out through the heels. Oh. And finding that nice elongated stretch. Last one. Good. Lowering down. Shake it out, rest. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit more for abdominals. Walk the feet in. I'm going to set the arms up towards the ceiling. Really find the grounding of my shoulder blades to the floor. Thinking about my march and the little bit of space underneath the low back, I'm going to empty out right leg. Find navel scooping, left leg comes up. All right, so from here, toe tap, just a simple tap right and then left. You can take this in a neutral spine, or you can tuck the tailbone up and take it in imprint. Wherever you are working, our focus is stability in the trunk and in the hips, and a lot of core activation. I'm going to go back to my neutral and tap right, left, right, left. One more each way. Good. Go ahead and bring your knees in. Rest. Nice work. Our last toe tap challenge. Both legs together. So we arrive back to our starting position. I like to have the heels together and a little space between knees. We're going to lower. Inhale. Notice that the bottom rib cage still stays towards center. I don't want the ribs to flare up. Inhale, reach away. It doesn't have to touch the floor, doesn't have to go far. Slower the better, because that allows me some time to really stay aware of what's happening, especially with my abdominal connection. Inhale down. And exhale up. Down for 2. And 1. Good. Place the feet back down. Open your arms. Nice work. Take a little sway of your knees. Alright, so from here I'm going to stretch the left leg out and scoop the right knee in towards chest. We're going to get ready for some thigh stretches and some leg circles. So just take a moment, softening as you draw knee in towards your chest. Hold behind your thigh. And we'll find a reach up and bend. Holding away from the knee. It's okay if your leg doesn't fully stretch. And I do recommend, if you happen to have a TheraBand at home, or you can even use a towel, that can also help you find the best potential for your stretch here. Waking up hamstring. I'm going to do one more and stay. Both feet are flexed. I've got my hips nice and stable. I'm going to take some small, tiny circles. I've got my abdominals activated, backs of the shoulders and arms pressing into the mat. My goal is stability. Check in with your left leg. Does it have just as much energy as your right? Change the direction of your circles. Good. One more long inhale. And exhale. Excellent. Release. Shake it out. All right, so now we're going to take our large circles. That just helped us to really find the connection of abdominals and our hips. All right, so taking our leg up, I'm going to keep my heels flexed today. And if you feel like you need a little bit more stability, arms can open up a little bit. That can help you. So size of the circle is up to you. I'm going to start to explore the radius that I can go without moving the hips. Today I'm feeling a little tight, so I'm not judging the size of my circle. Some days it could be larger. Today it's just so. Last two. Inhale, cross, one. Some days our legs just feel heavy, and here we are working against gravity. So yes, the leg is working. You can even bend the knee here to take your circle. But our focus, if we didn't have that abdominal connection, we'd be rocking and rolling. All right, last two. And one. And around, up. Excellent. Release. Shake it out. Great job. Left knee comes in. Just take a moment to melt and soften. Hold behind your thigh. I'm going to start to anchor the right leg out here and stretch and bend. One side might be different from the other. And I'm going to stretch up and stay. Lower the arms, little circles. Think about drawing the toes down to you and pushing out through your heel. You can place hands at your waistline to help to find the connection of abdominals. Let's reverse. Check in with the hips. Do you feel any extra movement? And go ahead and place the leg down. You can give it a little shimmy, whatever you need to do. And we'll take our larger circles. We've got left leg up. Inhale, cross. Exhale, around and up. Circle for 3. 2. Both legs are active. 1. So I want to keep this leg really anchored as well. Reverse your direction. Each time I'm finding a little pause once my heel returns to my start. And I'm taking my last circle. Good. And release. All right, we did both ways. Okay. Very nice. Walk the feet in. Time for a bridge 2.0. So, we're going to press through the feet, roll on up, and standing on the shoulders. Find navel drawing in. I'm going to start to empty the right leg. We're going to take our march from here. So I've got to focus on my hips staying at the same height. And what is it to empty out the legs? Just start with a little heel lift. And this might be enough to feel how you might start to transfer weight from one leg to the other. If you feel ready, I'm going to start to empty the right leg up to my tabletop position. Lower down. And I switch. You can imagine some sponges underneath your feet. Take your time as you press the foot back down to your mat as if you're sitting on a sponge. You don't want to let all the water out at once. So it's a soft, and that can really help you to keep the hips from shifting. Let's do right, left, right, left. Good. Roll through your spine bone by bone and take your knees up to your chest. We're going to roll like a ball. And you can hold on to your thighs. You can hold on to your shins. If you're avoiding flexion of your spine, just stay up in a balance as we take 4 rollbacks. Rolling like a ball. So you're either balancing or you're rolling with me. So that little bit of our half roll back, you're just rocking off of your sits bones. All right, inhale to roll back, exhale to come up. The first one's always a little off, so we'll throw that one away. We'll try again. I'm trying to keep the same space from thighs to my upper body. As I'm massaging the back, I'm also massaging my stomach muscles with my breath, with the way I'm activating them. I'm going to switch and hold just above the ankles. It'll be a little bit harder as I'm drawing myself into a tighter ball. Whew. Going for 2 more. You get to do what is best for your exploration today. Great work. All right, so go ahead and bring the knees in. Find a way down. Good. All right, so from here, let's start in tabletop. And our arms are up. Let's revisit our chest lift with our thigh hug. Rolling up, exhale. Curl, 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 curl. Arms up, lower down. Inhale, get ready. Exhale to lift. Curl your upper trunk. Forward and up. Last one. And I'm going to stay here. We're going to do our abdominal series. Of course, your head can be down for the entirety of this. I'm going to stretch left leg, and I'm going to scoop the right knee in, knee towards chest. We're going to switch. Breathe in, and out, and out. Again, inhale, and inhale, exhale, and exhale. 2 more breaths in, and out, and out. 1 more. Breathe in, and out, out. Rest. All right, nice job. We're gonna take our circle around. That was my test to see if I have space, which of course I don't. Well, that's a little bit better. All right, knees come up. And if you're taking your head off the mat, go ahead and join me up here. Swoop it in like a ball. So first I'm going to go back with fingertips and stretch away. Circle the arms, come back in. See if the head can lift a little bit more. Head is going to stay, shoulders stay as I reach out. And exhale, hug. Inhale, out. Good, dropping the chin. 3, 2, 1. Rest the head. Good, place feet down, hands stacked behind your head. We're going for it today. So, be ready. All right, for this, I can invite you to keep the head down or up. We're going to take some scissors, legs come up, stretch the right leg. Here, I'm going to lift my head. You can join me if that's what you're interested in doing. And lower, flex your feet. We're going to keep upper body stable as we take this scissor. And if you need a little extra support, drop the chin. Good, legs parallel. Breathing in. And out. 3, 2. Push out through heels. 1. And finish. Woo, lots of work there. All right, here's your final challenge, which is a big one. Hands come back. Double leg lowers. Legs walking up. Stretching out. You can add a little bit of turnout here. Heels together, big toes apart. And head can be down or up. Inhale as you start to lower. My abdominal connection is zipping up. Exhale, take your time to come back up. Inhale away. And exhale, lift. 3 more. You can go as far down as you'd like. We want to keep the abdominal connection. And we want to keep our trunk stable. We don't want the ribs to flare. Up. Good, 1 more. I'm pressing my arms so I can come up a little higher. Woo! All right. That's a lot of work. Great job, you made it through. Come up to the top of your mat. Whew, and take the legs out in front a little wider than your hips. Okay, so from here, I'm going to take hands behind the head. Elbows are wide. And I'm going to just start to take my spine stretch forward. I'm going to keep the rib cage stacked over the bottom ribs, over the hips. For my spine stretch, notice if your head is being pressed towards thighs, see if it can lengthen out and send the top of your head up towards the ceiling. And melt up and over. If you're avoiding flexion, you can keep your back long and take it as a hinge, right? You can always find a different method here. Take one more. Think about reaching out a little bit further this time. And come all the way up. Good, shake it out. All right, so we're going to flow through a pattern. And I return to this position. So I'm going to melt forward. Deep connection of a navel to spine. Lift up to find flat back. And sit up tall. And again, round. And lift. And I come on up. One more round. And press on out. Good. Time to reverse. Long spine forward. Round your back. Stack and stretch it up. And flat back forward. Lift, lift, lift out of your hips. Round. And scoop. Lengthen one more. Good. Come all the way up. Excellent. I'm going to turn towards you. Legs can be a little wider for side stretch. So we're going to take right arm up and over. Big lateral stretch. This time if you want to lower down to your forearm, you can. Still connecting to that long arm. I feel a lot of stretching through the side of my trunk. Good. Lift up tall. Find a moment with arms out, tall spine. Lovely. Oh, we need more of this. And inhale, coming up. One more each way. Side bend. And initiate from your trunk to lift. Last one. And come on up, shake it out. All right, we're gonna come up to kneeling, high kneeling. Okay, so here we are. Feel free to put a little extra padding underneath the knees. Hands return behind your head. From here, check how you are aligning your pelvis. So we want to think about hands parallel to one another. This is with my tailbone sticking back and up. And I want to just take a little tilt to feel that my tailbone is going down towards the floor. My pubic bone allows me to lift up from my hips on up through my center. All right, so coming back, hands behind head. So we're going to hinge back. Inhale, take it back. Head can go back. Hips are resisting forward. I'm letting my heart melt, right? So I don't want to arch the back here. And come on back. Long connection. Head to thighs. Inhale. Exhale to come up. I'm going to take two more. It's not about how far I go. I even get a little thigh stretch right there. One more. Okay, from here, take your arms out. I'm going to hinge. Arms lift. Come on up and lower. Hinge back. Spine stays tall. Up, forward, and down. One more. Back. Hold as the arms come up. And I get to reverse. Arms lift. hinge, stay, arms lower, center, up, back, arms, and down. One more. Excellent. Melt your hips back, hands to the floor. Lower down to your forearms. Excellent work. So your hips feel really high here. Elbows are going to energetically draw towards your knees as your head reaches forward. I help to activate the backs and sides of my arms. So we're going to walk right toes out. Find the connection of abdominals, leg lifts and lowers. I'm lifting only as high as I can before inviting any dipping forward of my rib cage. Spine stays long. Lift up 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. I'm going to point through the foot. Take the tiniest of circles. Reach out through your toes. Reverse. Can you stay pretty stable here? Good. Hold. Bend the knee, flex your heel, press it up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knee. Let's go ahead and melt it back to a child's pose. Walk fingertips away. Take a couple breaths in and out. Release the head. Eyes forward. Draw yourself back up. Organize, parallel knees. And left toes back. Zipping abdominals in and up. Leg lifts and resist down. Notice if you're rocking your weight into your right side. See if you can stay pretty balanced right to left. We don't want to favor our right side too much as the left side is working. Lift up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Point the foot, little circles. And reverse. Hold, flex your heel, bend. Last round, we press it up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Enjoy your child's pose. I'm going to let my knees open up a little bit more, and I'm going to thread the needle. Change it up a little bit. Allow your belly to rise and fall. Good. I'm going to bring it back center and thread the other way. All right, excellent. Feet forward of you. Spine twist. So this one's a little tricky. Our feet are together, our toes are lifted. We've got the support of our abdominals drawing in and up. If our hamstrings feel tight, knees can bend. Our goal is to move and rotate the trunk without moving our hips. So I'm going to start with hands behind the head. I've got the rib cage connection, abdominals in and up. I'm going to slowly rotate towards me. So my sits bones have not shifted, my feet have not shifted. Sometimes if we take our hips with us, one leg will get longer than the other. So that's something to watch out for. Go ahead and inhale and twist away from me. Good, exhale, return. And again. And back. Last one. Good, toes left. All right, open the arms. This time we're going to take a double pulse. And exhale, back center. And inhale. And back center. Last one. Excellent, release. Fantastic. We're going to lie down on our belly. And go ahead and take the hands out in a goalpost position. Elbows are in line with our shoulders. From here, keeping the length behind your neck, lift the head. Chin should still stay down towards chest. And lift your chest up, lift your heart up. Arms are staying down. Good. Notice if you've taken your focus up and out, it should stay an inch or so out and away from you. All right, lower back down. And again, if you feel a little pinching in your low back, don't go quite up as high. And remember, we want to stay in neutral. So we want to send tailbone down. I should feel a little bit of room where I can activate my belly. My organs aren't being pressed into the mat. All right, I inhale, I come up. It's small. And lower back down. Good, adding arms. Inhale the chest up. Then lift the elbows. Here I feel a connection between shoulder blades. I could hold onto that pencil between my shoulders here. And lower everything back down. Inhale the head and trunk. Arms lift. And I lower down. Here I go. Inhale, head and heart. Arms lift. This time see if we can lift a little higher as the feet lift off the mat. Everything comes down. Last one, we'll add a flutter kick. Inhale, head and heart. Elbows lift, feet lift, and we're going to take a little flutter kick up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7. Lift those elbows. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good, stretch out your spine. You can go halfway back and round the back. I like this one for clam. Or you can just find your traditional child's pose. All right. So you can go ahead and shift towards me. So I've got a little bit of a Z sit. I've got one knee in front of the other. And I'm going to lower down onto my forearm. All right, so I'm reaching up tall. I'm going to keep my back foot on the ground as I lift just the knee. Different version of our clamshell. Think head back, heart forward. That's it. 4, 3. Each time I'm coming up there, give it a little hold so you really feel the work of your rotators. And I'm going to switch. Knee comes down as the toe just pops off the ground. So I'm working my inner rotation. That's it. Let's make this a combo pack. You might not feel like you're moving a whole lot. That we have a little less range, some of us. And knee. And then toe. Knee. And toe. 2 more. Knee. And toe. 1 more. Knee. And toe. Good. We're going to stretch on out for some traditional sideline. I've got head and hips in line with each other. Hand can be in front to support. Really make sure that your waist is long. There should be a little bit of room here. I'm not just giving all of my weight of my bottom ribs down. I actually want to keep that little bit of space from ribs to hips. All right, so parallel. Take your 2 kicks to the front and stretch it back. You're going to find your range forward and back without inviting movement in your center. So rib cage works really hard to stay in place. Excellent. 1 more. We'll pause with the foot behind you and take 5 small circles. reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Stacking feet, turn it out. Our simple leg lift and lower. I'm going to lift the leg up, keeping the space from ribs to hips. Flex, push down through the heel. Find your own resistance. Inhale, lift. Flex, stretch down. Good. Up for 3, 2, and 1 more. Good. All right, I have a little challenge for you. We're going to take a banana series. So I'm going to start with my lower legs. My inner thighs are together, and you can kind of play with, are your feet in front of you, or are they more in line with your hips? See if you can reach inner thighs together as you float off the mat. Lower, lower, lower. So let them reach away from you to come up. It's not about how high they go. And lower. Keeping ear to your arm. Lift. And come on back down. There can be a little bit of space, but head and arm both lift together. Excellent. Try them. Legs and arms coming up. It's more about reaching away from your navel center than coming straight up. It actually is going to help me balance if I think about reaching out. All right, last little challenge. The hand that was supporting you is now going to rest on your thigh. Good luck to me, good luck to you. All right, here I go. I'm reaching. I've got inner thighs. And I lower down. 1 more for good measure. I can think about walking fingers. Down, down, down. Excellent. Let's go ahead and come on up. That was great. And switch. We're on our forearm to start. Our knees are staggered. Press into the floor. Lift on up. The back knee lifts. Good. You're finding that little bit of press up. So I'm not just kind of flying through it. And that little bit of resistance. And switch. Knee stays down. Bringing the toes, the foot off the ground. I feel a little extra movement on this side than I do with my other leg. So just notice for yourself. One side feels a little easier today. Good. Up for 2. Press down through that arm. Combo pack. Knee. Foot. And knee. And foot. Knee. And foot. Last 2. Excellent. From here we lie down. We've got our hips and head in one long line. Hopefully we've got more space than perhaps my little office. And we'll take 2 kicks forward and press back. See, I'm gonna hit my table and back and forward and back, exploring flexion and extension, forward, strong heel, 2, 1, hold with the leg behind you, little circles, 2, 1, reverse. Excellent. Stacking feet. I've got some rotation of this top leg. Inhale, lift, flex, back down. Letting the hips stay stacked. I'm going to show you one version that they are not staying stacked. So I just moved, my trunk shifted away from my feet. So I want to keep the hips stacked. Last 4. And 3. Good. 2. Resist, push away. Top leg's getting longer than your bottom leg. All right, I'm going to scoot down just a little bit. Give myself a little more space. So, legs lift for banana. I've got my hips staying stacked, so I've opened up this little bit of space here. Find a little lift, reach away from you, and back down. And again, reach away from you, and back down. Upper body lift, and down, lift. All right, we've got arms, or head, or upper body and lower body. Can you hear that? Mowing, and down, and up, and down. Stack your arm. Here's our final challenge. Reach away from center. Ooh, and down. This side might feel different. And reach away from center. Excellent. Rest. Good. All right, I'm closing this. Okay, so we're nearly there. All right, hopefully you're feeling warm and strong. We're gonna do a little plank challenge. So, we're gonna start lying on your belly, and you're propping yourself up with your forearms. Got a little bit of space between your shoulders. Draw shoulders down away from ears. Feet are apart. I'm gonna have you lift your hips up. Keep your knees down. Lift your belly button away from the mat and up towards your spine. We're holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Melt it back down. Good. Shimmy it out. Good. Press on up. So, round 2 for your plank. You get to decide. Do you want to do that version again? Do you want to be on forearms or hands? I'm going to practice on hands. So, before you leap into your plank, is your head and tail in line? Are you finding the support from the bottom of your rib cage? Are your sits bones reaching out behind you? Walk right leg out and stand on it. Keep your structure strong. Left leg out. We hold 10, 9, 8. Notice your head position. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right leg in, left leg in. Fantastic. Okay, we're gonna take saw now. So your feet are apart, wider than your hips. Hands are behind your head. Give myself a little bit of space. So from here, stay up tall as you twist. It's very much like our spine twist that we started with. Now let's go ahead and open the arms out. I'm gonna reach pinky finger to pinky toe. And reach up from my back fingers and rotate back around to center. Inhale to twist. Open the arms up. Pinky finger towards pinky toe. And back. Center. Good. Now I just want to add a little bit on. We're going to keep the arms wide. And as we rotate, again, sense if your hips want to shift here. We want to keep the hips as an anchor, as a foundation. Then the spine can move from there. So, inhale as we twist, and lower down. Here's where we sometimes peel your opposite sits bone off the mat. You're nearly there. Twist, and down, and back. Center, one more. Inhale, twist, and down, back. Center, last one. Nice, shake it out. We're gonna finish standing. And I'm gonna finish with a roll down. We're gonna lift our arms up. Open the arms, allow the head to dive forward. Take a nice hang. Bend your knees. Press into your feet, roll on up. Last one, inhale, lift. And dive down. I'm gonna give you the option here to lift out through flat back. I'm gonna turn to the side just to give you a visual. So your choice here. Knees can be long or bent. If you're going flat back, start to lift out through the top of the head. Finish with your arms up and exhale back down. All right, well, that's gonna do it for us today. I so appreciate you joining me and hope you feel longer, stronger, and more connected to yourself. Thank you so much. Stay healthy and stay well.